here we are at the Corn of Honor stage, and we are with the brainchild of Extreme Vegas, Justino. Justino, could you tell us your last name?
Zoppe, Z-O-P-P-E.
And where are you from?
I'm actually a seventh-generation professional entertainer. My family came over from Italy in 1931, and I actually moved to Orlando, Florida about 3 years ago now. Built a home over there. So, but we're never home. We've been taking versions of the show to across 42 different countries in the last 10 years. So it's I know other places around the world better than my own hometown, believe it or not.
I was going to say, so where really is home? Everywhere you put your head, right?
Yeah. I spent 2 years on the Gold Coast in Australia at a casino there called Conrad Jupiter's. After that, we went on to Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines and was in Europe and Asia. And then most recently, I was on Norwegian Cruise Lines and was performing on the Norwegian Jade. And then we moved to the Norwegian Star, which was based out of Los Angeles. And we went over to Hawaii and Mexico and the Caribbean and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Are you able to enjoy any of those places that you go to?
On the cruise ships, actually I am, because of the fact that we only do one night of performances. So, you know, Extreme Vegas will be on like day 3 or day 4 of the cruise, and then we'll come back and do like another little appearance the very final night. But the rest of the time we have off. So when we get into port, we go to the beach, we get to have a lot of fun. Places like the Big E, different story, because our shows are 11, 3, and 8. We're here at 7 o'clock in the morning, and we don't close up the equipment until about 12 o'clock at night, which makes a very short sleep. I used to perform at fairs about 12, 13 years ago, and we created this show long after that. And we've been in theaters and venues and stuff like that with this kind of show. And to take this kind of a show and bring it to a outdoor environment, which is what the president, Mr. Wayne McCary, wanted to do. He wanted to bring a theater-style show into the Big E. And I did have a little bit of cautions because, you know, like for instance, if you've seen the show, we use a lot of fire, and today it was very windy. And it does make complications with the show. It can be very, very dangerous. And some of the illusions and stunts that we're doing are very dangerous. And humidity and stuff, it's a big change. So when we came here and brought the show to this crowd, you know, it's a very noisy environment. It's very open. We've got planes flying overhead, and the people are just glued to the show. And it's really an accomplishment for all of us who put the show together to make it and have the reactions that we've been having has been phenomenal. They've made it so much fun.
I saw that today that we had a couple standing ovations out there. That was pretty incredible.
We've been very fortunate. Yeah, they've been a lot of standing ovations. It's been that is the biggest compliment you can give any performer on stage. And we have, it's not just myself, it's myself, my wife, and then we also have 4 beautiful showgirls that we brought here for the event.
They are indeed. I saw both. I saw the show during the day, and I saw it at night. And at night, it's
big difference.
It's incredible.
Big difference. Yeah, we have video effects, we have special effects, a lot of the fog, and you know, and all the white sails we create that light up, and they make shadows, and yeah, it's something like there's a cue in our music that says, okay, light, stand by for blackout. It's really hard to do a blackout at 11 a.m. in the morning. You know, Mother Nature doesn't work with us very well for that. But yeah, it's a very different show, and we change the shows throughout the day too. So the 11 o'clock and the 8 o'clock show will have different sections. If you come back tonight, you'll see my extreme balancing act that's added into the show, which is really dangerous. And we try to change the comedy and change things because we've been very fortunate, but we've have quite a few people coming back show after show, and they know the punchlines before I say them. So I've been changing routines out to get them off their guard, you know.
So 7 generations. What did your mom and dad do as far as their specialty?
Well, my family, I'm actually 7th-generation professional circus performer, and before that we were in theaters, and then I moved the show into casinos and cruise ships, and I'm the first one of my generation ever to perform illusions and magic. I started off as an extreme juggler. If you go onto our website, you can see videos of me performing the world's only pyrotechnic juggling act, where I actually juggle real fireworks on stage every single show in a casino. I'm the world's only one who does that. Obviously, performing that out here is a little bit too dangerous because the wind would take the fireworks everywhere. But we do many different things, and through the years I've been able to perform in audiences around the world. That actually was the best learning curve, because we would do shows in China where you can't do comedy, you can't do jokes. The things that even they do understand doesn't make sense to them because it's not the comedy side of it. So we learned how to adapt and come up with new things and change the show around, and things that we did temporarily to fill in that gap we never thought would become a permanent fixture in the show. And you know, we replaced pyrotechnics with video effects, and now video is a huge part of our show, and we work with the video a lot during the show, and it's kind of it really is a journey. It really is a journey. If you look back at us 10 years ago to now, you wouldn't even recognize it. And
to change it up.
Yeah, yeah.
And also probably to make yourself.
Yeah.
So you don't get to feel the stale.
Oh yeah,
or anything
yeah.
like that.
We're very much. I mean, if we were here at a gig somewhere near this area in the next year, if you came back to see Extreme Vegas, you might see parts that you really like that we're doing again. It would be different as well, but I can guarantee you, 30 minutes of the show would be completely different. The last 3 major sections of the show was custom designed just for the Big E. And I mean, you know, the budget here is massive to be able to build all this stuff custom. I mean, everything was built just for this stage. Most of it won't ever be used again. It was just here just for the Big E, and it's great to have the support of the president and the vice president and the entertainment department to say, look, we want to give our people something that hasn't been here before. And when you have somebody that's willing to come to that point with you, you can throw them ideas and go, let's do this. And they did. And that's awesome. That's really, really cool.
Who was it that you were in contact here? How did it all become?
Wayne McCary actually contacted me by phone, I believe it was last November, and we were actually getting ready to install one of the largest illusion shows ever on a cruise ship. It was, I think, a $2.6 million budget production. We had 27 cast members in the show, and we were just in the middle of installs, which means we were rehearsing from morning till night with the entire cast, and unfortunately I couldn't devote the time to talk to him like I wanted to. But we set up a time and a date, and by that time I was already overseas, but we were meeting the times up properly and the time changes, and for about 6 months we talked about how to put the show together, and then after that, after everything was negotiated, we went over to John Giuliano, we made it work, and that was to put it on the stage right here. And it's difficult too, because we're not the only one on the stage. As you can see right now, my guys are tearing everything down and moving everything for the band that's about to go on. And with Illusions, that's a big deal, because there's a big setup. So to get everything set up in time and then strike it for a band to come on and set up everything again and strike it again makes a very long day for these guys, and you can see they're working very hard.
When you're doing your job, what are some of the first things you do in the beginning of the day before the show goes on? What are some of the 3 things you do to
Coffee.
get started?
Yeah. Lots and lots of coffee. The Big E with 3 shows a day. I mean, to give you an example, my last 9-month contract, we did, 39 performances in 9 months, and we're doing 52 performances in 17 days here. So coffee and Red Bull is what keeps the show going.
Do those go together?
Not at the same time. Coffee in the morning, Red Bull midday, you know. No, but you know, the first thing we do is we come in, we have to clean everything because you know, the environment gets things very slippery, and our dancers are incredible dancers. You know, they've been all over the world in different production shows. They're some of the best dancers there is out there. I mean, you can see they're fantastic. I watch them every show, and a lot of them are very good friends of mine. And you know, we want to make sure the environment is safe for them. So everything's got to be cleaned and make sure nothing's slippery. When it's misty or it's raining out, unfortunately, the stage does get wet, and it makes it very difficult for some of the things we do. Not only with the dangerous routines, but even the dancing. You know, and we don't want anybody to get hurt. So we make a standard to clean everything before the show starts. There's a lot of preparation, and of course, we need to stretch, get our muscles ready for the show. If you're not stretched out properly, you can get really hurt. It's an hour solid of really physical stuff, and so if your body gets too cold, it can be tough. Yeah, and the humidity has been a major factor here with the show.
Week,
yeah,
especially.
Yeah. If you see the Tonight Show and I'm balancing on the 5 cylinders, it's aluminum on aluminum, and when there's humidity in between, they get very slippery and it's very dangerous. So it's interesting. It's definitely interesting.
So you've been all over the world. You've seen the American audiences. What besides the American audiences, who are the ones that really appreciate you and really make you feel welcome? You
know what? I'm not going to say there's one that's better than the other. They're very different. Australia is by far one of my favorite countries to visit. We were there for 2 years straight in a casino, and then I went back with a cruise ship later on, and that was amazing. That was absolutely fantastic. It was one of the definitely the highlights of our career, being there. They are such a fun group of people, very cordial, very great, but I've never seen audiences like we have right here at the Big E. I mean, you know, half of these people have seen the show before, and they come up and say, we were on the internet all last night, we watched your behind-the-scenes videos, and we're here again, and they're yelling and they're screaming, and like I said, when they're on their feet at the end of a show, in an outdoor environment, when there's other distractions, that is the biggest compliment for us right there. It really is.
When you're walking around the Big E,
yeah.
What are some of the things that you like as far as your favorite food or anything else to do here at the Big E?
My wife has me on a strict diet, and at the Big E we don't have a problem because with 52 shows we lose weight like crazy. So I've been hitting every possible stand I can. I love Greece. I love the food in Greece, and the hero joints are fantastic. The taco joints are really good, and there's I don't know. There's not really anything that you can say, oh, that's not so good. It's all good. And with 17 days, we've pretty much been hitting a different stand every day.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a lot of good food.
If you could give us a pose and just look in the camera and just say that Extreme Vegas loves it here at the Big E. Whenever you're ready, just take it away.
Extreme Vegas loves it here at the Big E.